has been made to enact a law to stop the consumption of cow meat and sales in Delta State, which was as a result of the attack by herdsmen in various communities in Delta State. In a statement by the assistant to the state governor on communication, Mr. Fred Latimoro said that the government has come out with plans to check the incessant killings of innocent Deltans, but both the executive and legislative arm of government must take proactive steps to curb this deception and enact enforceable laws prohibiting sale and consumption of cow meat in Delta State. He added that it has been alleged that Mr. President is a core Fulani breed, a prominent cattle rearer, and exhibits strong passion for the well-being of the cattle and herdsmen. So guys, we talked about the one community in Delta State. They've already banned it. they themselves, the way things are supposed to be done, our immediate all these monarchs and traditional rulers, they our immediate leaders, and we know how this used to play out before this democracy, before government came into be. Those ones, they've already taken the decision. At least in their locality, they have say. Of course, where you have monarchs, before you can call any government, if there's any dispute in that community, or in a village or what have you, the traditional ruler or the monarch, they are the next people that people can really consult and tell, oh, these are the things happening in this place. That's, they call them leaders. Those won't immediately, they've banned it. And now it's being taken to higher level, which the state government is, looking into. Because, one thing is that there are many ways to kill rats without shedding his blood. I love the way the Deltans are taking, or the Delta state government, is going about this whole thing. There's a video I'm going to do. The governor has already called out a president to speak on this thing. And the problem is, I was listening to somebody was saying that, why is it that the president does not speak? Which we all know, he does not speak, he will just keep quiet. That is not the way to govern a country. It is not your personal property, because that shows the level of a competence. Because you just think that, everybody, whatever they say, let them just continue with that. It's none of your business. What you want to do is what you want to do. And government is not run that way. The governor of a Delta State has called on the president, not the federal government, the president himself, to say something. He has been quiet. The only time he will come, he will tell you, oh, not to do this, not to do this. And it baffles me that some people are justifying the way the government is saying, oh, pardoning all these Boko people, that maybe government has a reason for doing that, and they might not just want to just do that, just like that they must have reason. They must have reason. Then you expect people not to take laws into their hands, because when you know that at the end of the day, these people, irrespective of the group they belong to, once they commit any offense, the next thing is for you to pardon them. And those who are victims of those circumstances, they will be happy and be clapping for you. What do they want? Those that are victims, what do they want? It is justice. They want justice. And if the justice is not being given, but what you are going to do is to pardon those who hurt them, those who have caused them pain. And the next thing, don't take laws into your hands. Return them back to the law enforcement agency. People will be glad to do that, because that is the right thing to do. But a situation whereby there is a double standard, who will be happy with that? That is only the time you can see that the president will just talk. But when he talk of issuing warning to these people, it doesn't occur. And that is why people tend to believe that this man, he has a affiliation with them. People will be talking that time, oh, why would people just be saying because the president is from this particular place, oh, they are just blackmailing him? Is he not playing out that because he's a Fulani man, so they are just calling on him, they are just this and this and that, they want to blackmail him? This thing has been going on for the past 2 years, when people came out and start blasting the president. But what do we see now? It is glaring. And that is why the governor of Delta State calling the president, you must say something. You cannot just be quiet. There is no press release. There's no, I've forgotten the word being used, just to even talk with the people. is it press media or something, to talk with the people. He doesn't do that. So that being said, now Delta government, Delta people are saying, they, unlike, we know Deltans now, we know how they do things. You know how they do things, but the dimension at which they are taking, and which I pray they will take it to the fullest, so that there will be no sabotage at the end of the day. The first thing is that they are not taking laws into their hands, but all you just need that you guys must leave this place. Just leave this place. Secondly, some of the communities saying they are banning the consumption and sale of cow meat. Now the government is taking it upon itself to make it law. Of course, let us see who, and those who will come as bees, they will fly from every corner they are to come and tell us that they don't have the right to do that. It is the state government that is even looking into that direction. So that's why I said I hope they will continue to keep this momentum, so that at some point they will not be weakened. They will not be weakened, because something must be done. If these people have been doing this kind of a thing in other places and you are getting away with it, it's not everywhere you go and it will happen. There must be a place that there must be full stop. You cannot just be taking people for granted. If you are doing it in other regions, you think, oh, you are getting away with it. You can imagine the audacity of this Esme, or of course, now their group, which is a Mieti Allah, giving a authoritatively, or giving order, because that is the way I see it, that the Amotekun of a thing, that their members should be included. Onto what now? And like I said, if those ones will agree, or if they fall for their antics, it's now left, for them. It's left to them. So that is the same thing we are talking about data, the way they have been conducting themselves all this while. It's a welcome development. Like I said, there are many ways to do a lot of things without even causing problem here and there. So the tension now that is that it will be hitting them up now. Of course, if we say we don't want to eat, there are many things to even eat. The chicken is there, fish, we have fish there. We have all this poultry, we have them there. So what are we talking about? Even in the recent, meat is not good. It's not good for even for adults. It's not even healthy. So what are we talking about? If that is what is going to be giving problem, then let them ban it. There are many ways. It's not by fighting, it's not by doing all this gra. No. And I like, just like I said, I like the way they are going about it. But I hope they will take it to a reasonable level. That at some point they will not jeopardize this whole thing. So let them put it in law, so that, of course, if you can't come and sell it, then we will now see why you are going to be coming into that state to be bringing it in the first place. Because what is bringing it in that place is because people are consuming it. If there's no market for it, then naturally it will die a natural death. So guys, that is just my opinion, and for the fact that the state government is taking it up, apart from what the one community in that state has been doing, has already told their people, and the government is taking it upon itself. I think it's a welcome development. Someone says, if your late mothers and fathers refuse to decay in the grave because cows were not killed at their funeral, so be it. If you cannot marry and wed in the absence of cow meat, remain single forever. That is your cup or your cup of tea, which is true, because like I said, it's a good development many ways. You don't have to this and this and that will be crying. Take the decision. I so much love it before you can even say they want to form a one security outfit. Of course that one can be ongoing, but there are immediate issues that need immediate attention. That is just what they are doing. They are just nailing it on the head. They are just nailing it, which is a good thing. And somebody saying, if that is what is going to cause problem for you, or because you want to show off the title, cows, and whatever, this is giving problem, whatever that is going to be detrimental to you, and you think that thing is good, then the next thing is just avoid that thing. And that's what this particular person is saying. And someone says, but there are so many coast ranches in the south that doesn't belong to Fulani. We better import it, and if at all we don't have any. You have to be alive to own a ranch. That is what people are saying. These people are responding to that particular statement, that it's not by force to eat meat. If you want to do one event, and if you don't do it, it's not going to cost your life, forget about it. And someone is advising or suggesting that there should be ranches. And someone is saying it is only those who are alive that that we can be talking about ranches. That is it. Someone a very good move in the right direction. All the states in the southern and middle belt parts of Nigeria should also ban sales of cow meat. They are coming here to kill us, rape our women, and destroy their properties just because of their cows, and we still continue to buy the cows from them. Our mom don't too much. See, let everybody go for what is going to favor their people. Let every state see, if since the data is doing that, if the people, if they like, you don't even need to advise anybody. Initially I was even trying to blame this data state government, that all of these things have been happening in other states and you know about it, and pockets of this incident, had been happening before, have been happening before now, that they ought to have prepared themselves. You don't even have to wait until this kind of a thing happens. But since it happened, because we are not always a proactive, so that is why a lot of things we have been taking on our ways on many issues. So I've already blamed the government that time, the government of a Delta state, that they ought to have prepared. And those states that have not been hit by this S-Men menace should be prepared as well. You don't just wait until it happens, then you start running a scatter. But now that they are taking this bold step, it's a welcome development, in my opinion. It's a welcome development. So guys, let us hear your take concerning these new developments. Do you think it's going to work? Whatever your reasons are, whatever your submissions are, please leave them in the comment section so that we will learn from you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for always being there. Bye.